anyways, I did say changes, because well, I got personal kind of advice, like, about, like, me, the character, not necessarily, I mean, again, we talked about all those things and everything like that, and there's a way to do it. The conversations, I'll start with Rod the God Crispo. That was interesting, because we started off, I'm like, all right, like, on both ends, on both ends. This is where a lot of people come in on, like, of course, if you're in politics, if you're a girl, you're a guy, whatever the case, look at the girl, what's her name there? Anna Coulter. Or you can look at Anna Navarro, Anna Navarro, she's well, apparently she started off being a Republican strategist, but now, she's definitely far left. That's my opinion, Of course, Rod would disagree with that, because I kind of said, Trump is like in the middle. I said the party has moved to the left, far left. And, where Trump is right now, if you're doing a representation, hold on, here, we got snow right in the middle here of the road. If you're doing a representation of it, and again, he's probably shaking his head going, no. I do believe he's like there. I'm just going by, I know he's been a Democrat his whole life, basically, He only switched, I don't know, when he switched, who knows, I don't know. But anyway, forget that for a second, forget that. And for Johnny, if Johnny's listening in, it wasn't quite 1,000. I know I said 1,000, but it was more like, I might want to say 500, but it was more like 250. Like easily 250. That was the starting. And just to keep that to ourselves, it was like a 250 a day. Like that would be the starting. I had that easily to put up 250. That's the guys on the street. 250. If I accumulate anything else, and then that went in too, that went in too. But anyways, so and then Frank, talked to Frank from Florida, and he explained some things to me, because he's got a stronghold. He's, even though he's been in Florida for how many years, it's a long time. Doesn't seem that long, but it is. You'd be amazed, to me, I think it's like 5 years, like he's been in Florida, like 6 years. I know, like time just kind of stands still. It's that thing, I'm also looking at the batteries. I can't believe this. I have some too, like on the top dresser, but the last time I used the camera, the light, it was all green. It looked chock full. Now it looks like, this is it. That's amazing. I got to keep up on all this stuff. This is not the only thing I keep up on. I got a lot of things. Yesterday, the day before, I had to throw out all kinds of cash for this, for that, for this, for that. All over the place. All over. And everyone does, It costs money to live, And inflation has risen, like 650% since the 60s, Since the 60s, believe it or not, I don't know, early 60s or late 60s. And that's, you can check that out. It's like a high number, a number. Like, imagine, these things. And then, like, this Me Too movement. We're back here with the skunk and everything. I guess the joke I was going to say, if I was talking to Rod about if there's any stand-up places, I told him the kind of act I would do. I'd basically just do like dice play, just start yelling and swearing and stuff, and just, it ain't gonna work. It's just like I said, I'll probably end up escorting me out, like in in the funny wagon and stuff like that. Then I'd get there and they'd say, "Oh, it's you, the Westbourne radio guy." about that radio tower, huh? Yes, we did call the Melody Burns show. I hope I said it. Can't go back now. But I didn't record it. I mean, that wasn't my plan. I thought I was gonna hold her for a while. Like, I mean, the conversation went good, but I think, again, I don't know these things. She might have recognized my voice or stuff, or because I'll tell you why she probably recognized me, because of the topic that I was talking about. I talk about things that no other people talk about, like, because I look for the heart, I look for the root, I look for like the cause, I look for like, when did it start? I know when it started, like, I know, and no one is listening to me, like, nobody cares, but that's how I feel as it started. I'm not even going to tell you, but I do know. I've said it numerous times on here, and I'll probably say it during the week, so I don't want to say it now, but maybe I'll mention it on Thursday. Probably like one of those girts or gurners. Maybe I'll strap myself in on a thing and like do like a Van Halen video, like, just like, Anyway, do I have anything with Van Halen? Well, why am I shifting over to Van Halen here? Do I go? Got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen delivery. So anyway, I think we left off with the 3 deer there, and everything is okay. Everything is all right. It's just that I mean, I know what I would love to say, but I can't. I can't really get that off on here. What I do know is that I know for a fact, I believe for a fact that people are going to start to figure it out. Because what had happened to me was like watching this news, because I know most of you don't watch it. I mean, I did a poll. Yeah, Crispo, he watches his things like the Hardball, whatever, the Kerr, or I don't know what else, like some liberal radio and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I'm assuming people listen. I mean, I know from where I'm coming from, I just know it has a weird effect on you. It makes you sick, like, that's why I say it's not too much like stress related. It's just like watching in your immune system. It does something, like, I mean, I was able to recover. I turned it off. I said, this is not helping anymore. I mean, it's good to, like, to be, like, armed and, loaded up with the facts, It's good to, like, but it's like it's standing still. Like, it's almost like, even though it's off, like, even though you just know what it's going on about. You know the ending. Just like, I guess I went into a dream kind of theme. And we're going a little over because we're only doing 2 here today, and my nose feels so much better. I mean, I just smell everything. Smell the wood burning. Like, people got probably wood, the wood burning fireplaces and stuff like that. And it just smells so good. I mean, I think towards the end of winter, I think I just I don't know, something happens. I don't really feel it. Let me my coffee. I don't feel in the beginning, but it's like this thing when it's tricky, like, when you start seeing these warm days, and then all of a sudden it goes back to cold and everything like that. It's just like going back back and forth out in the heat. I mean, like going into the heat here and then going in, because you have a heater, in your home and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like doctors, though. Like, I mean, I know it was like 15 years ago I went, as I told them about it, like, and they gave me something, like, and it was like the worst. Like, I woke up and I just, like, couldn't even breathe or stuff like that. I was like, just over a pill. It's supposed to help you with your sinuses, like, And that's why, a few years ago I looked towards, alternatives, and then I found the, like, humidifier. And I put a little bit of vinegar in there and salt, stuff like that. But the main thing, I mean, after the winter is over, I don't really feel it. It's our heat. I'd have to get an environment-friendly kind of new heating system, you know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I was going to do a joke about Alzheimer's. I was I mean, it's almost, when it feels like you're poor, you know, like Alzheimer's, because you're running around in circles. You know, there's so many things you really want to do. You know, I talked about a little inflation, stuff like that. And you're kind of like boxed in a little bit, like, you know, I mean, you know, like, poof, you know, if you had your magic wand, you would know the exact house, the exact car, the exact companion, the exact pet, the exact routine, you know. But no, we're gonna sit here and just like kill ourselves over watching all this kind of stuff. And then, you know, Crispo goes out with the band, you know, goes see the band, like, you know, they're into the music. There's vibrations. Vibrations is an important thing. You know, it chills people out. You know, David was even mentioning things. Why don't you smoke a fatty, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's not that you know, I need to be mellowed out. I kind of am mellow, like, you know, I think that's the problem. I'm pretty much kind of mellow. I'll tell you what pot does to me. It just it makes me really, really think. You know, I mean, it's to each their own. Like it works. I mean, there was times in my life I used it, like in high school, and then when I was 27 years old, and I was talking to Frank. There was something when I was 27 years old that happened in my life. You know, it was something that involved women, like, you know, and this whole Me Too movement. I mean, what is this all about? Like, you know, it always started after, you know, Trump lost the election. And look at all the victims. Who have the victims been? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's going to be a point where, like, you know, people are going to start to see things. You know, it might not be now. It might not be now. That's why, you know, I had to talk to some people that I converse with. And I was telling, you know, I was trying to tell Johnny, I don't know if he's listening, maybe he's listening now. I'm trying to get in with the people I grew up with. I'm like, you know, that's my best shot on here. I mean, to just keep it light, keep it simple, and we can break, you know, little things at a time. I mean, right now it's just like like I said, it's like riding down here the other day. It's a snowball. It's an avalanche. And we got snow coming in. I got snow. I don't even know, there might even be snow tonight or tomorrow. Like, you know, I don't know. Who could keep up on it? I mean, I followed it last, you know, on the weekend on Friday, and to the best of my knowledge, I took it as 3 inches, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, what we get, 9? But anyway, no sense of getting aggravated or worked up, stuff like that. You're with Jerry in the Nightmare.